Oh, there you go.
Welcome, anime enthusiasts, to Squad Nero, the ultimate destination for all things anime. Whether you're a seasoned otaku or just taking your first steps in the captivating world of Japanese animation, you found your home. I'm Rob, aka Sage, and with me today I have Nyle, aka Crocoscorner, Chef D, and Tsmoov, your guides through the vast realms of creativity, epic adventures, and heartfelt stories that anime, animation, and gaming have to offer. Join us each week as we dive deep into the latest releases, explore hidden gems, and discuss the hottest topics in the Blur community. Get ready for a journey filled with laughter, tears, and the unbridled passion that makes anime a truly unique art form. Without further ado, let the anime odyssey begin. Hold on now. Hold on now. Yeah, because I went through that mug. I went through that mug again. That's twice in a row, you did. Twice in a row, you dig? You feel me? But yes, we are in this thing. This is episode 12. I'm gonna introduce my roommate as well, Fame over there. We're actually finishing up a mean game of chess right now. So just if y'all worrying or anything like that. But other than that, oh, if you want your real estate needs as well, and you're in the Western New York area, hit up my good fellow right here. We'll plug his information in the chat at some point in time if you'd like, or he could be a guest one of these days because he also watches anime. Regardless of that, though, episode 12 again. Just trying to rack these hoes out.
Dozen. Dozen of them things.
I'm trying so
Doesn't
hard to hold
anything.
back because I could have hit Sage with a couple.
You remember what Derek said before to start it off? Let's keep it like that. Yeah, all right?
What, hitting you with an uppercut every time?
No. Where every Sunday. Nah, Derek, you
You can
gotta
count
say it.
on two
Nah,
things.
Derek, you gotta say it. I'm sorry. You gotta say it on stream now. He can count on two things. That nigga not saying that.
No, I couldn't even hear that first. I'm talking about I can always count on Terrence hating on Rob.
I wouldn't say hate. I would say more humbling him.
He trying to
Or
build
shitting
moral
on Rob.
character, but fuck, what the nigga?
Sometimes
How
you need to
much?
be humble, bruh. Sometimes you need to be humble.
I feel like I'm very humble, to be honest with
Like
you.
you're trash at
What we said,
chess.
what Rob said last time, I got my new computer, Terrence said. It's a 2017. Like, damn, you couldn't even have that moment.
I was happy as hell. Laptop was fucking in
Yo.
shambles. I couldn't even work on music for going on months, about to be a year. I was happy as hell to unbox this shit. This nigga's like, I could have gave you one. I was like, God damn, nigga.
I could have gave you one of them shits.
Oh man, this man TV going crazy on me, man. But I know it's all love, y'all.
Bruh,
They never
it's
take it
literally
serious.
because you know that's my realm. Why couldn't you come to me? You don't. You come to me for everything else, but when it comes to that, like I could have saved you some money. You could have had a Windows computer that did everything you needed. You didn't need to buy a whole nother Mac for 400. How much you spent on that?
You don't like
Too
Mac,
much.
Terrence?
My bad. Too much. Not the one that he had. He could have had something like spent the same amount of money. I could have built it for him. And would have had something dope. Hey, Code Red, I understand you. Hey, don't come for me, bruh. Don't come
Yeah,
for me.
that's what I like. DJ Red __ appreciate you. Yeah. Hold on, hold
Nah,
on, hold
nah,
on.
nah, nah, nah,
I got you.
nah, nah,
I got you.
nah.
Celebration. Yeah,
So
you
is
feel me?
that
You
gonna be
feel
the
me? You
same
did?
thing you
Yeah.
use all the time? No, it's literally like this. In the sense of like, yes, you make music, but bruh, I could have easily got you a Windows computer, built it for you from the ground up, and would have last you about a good 5, 6 years before you had to upgrade anything.
I ain't saying that I never gave up that dream though.
I think you
I never
have,
said that. No, not at all. I
bruh.
still want to build a PC because I know I can't stream off of this if I actually want to get a
But
actual streaming setup type of
but
thing.
you
I won't be able to stream off this
but you
Macintosh.
bought a, what is that, late
This was
2017?
this was more yeah, this was more so for music creation. And
Bruh,
then
you can't
now
even go
just
to
so happen to do
Sonoma.
podcast.
You can't even go to Sonoma. Can you go to Sonoma on yours?
I did.
You
Yeah, I
did?
did
You
it
was able
already.
to?
I'm on it right now.
So you must have had a 2018 then, because anything late 2017 and back, you can't.
I think they upgraded it as of somehow some way.
Oh, that's
Yeah,
why
so
your
it's
thing is
not the
messing.
regular.
That's why your stuff is messing up. Got you. Okay, you
Okay.
took the, okay. I got you.
Jesus. Yeah, you see
took-
Derek's
you-
face like.
You took the backdoor way of trying to make your Mac impressionable.
Another one. That's crazy. I just needed something to get me from point A to point B.
I could have got you there.
One of
Well,
these days.
see, we
can-
gonna make sure to. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Cause see, at one, I kind of am with Rob in the regards of like, even if I do get another Mac, I still want to get into this PC business.
It was,
so like,
it was to
believe
the
me,
point where
you will
I
be
couldn't wait.
contacted.
Like we could, like at this point in time, right now, the money I just really just falling out of thin air, so I can't
I
just drop
understand
OD.
it. I'm just saying, bro.
I just
I
need
could
something real quick. I
There
just
you
need
go.
something real quick.
But you
That's
gotta,
it.
sir. But you gotta understand, for the money you spent on that, I could have got you something easily, and I had an extra video card that you could have used, and you would have been fine. You could have upgraded that stuff later when more money miraculously fell out the sky.
Now I know who the plug is for the equipment, for the PC equipment and electronics. Hit him, my man Tsmoov.
You're
get
pointing
you
in the
right.
wrong direction.
He get you right.
You need to point down. Nope, down. You gonna need to change your background back or
Your Rob
something,
keep
bro.
disappearing.
You keep disappearing. you might as well
I'm
set your
gonna change it.
We got John Cena on the chat.
All right. We never figured out which ones we wanted to go over. To be honest with you. Which
Well, let's
ones
start
did y'all
smashing
wanna
through these
do?
trailer reviews. Let's start off with Deadpool.
Okay. We can do that.
Damn, we didn't even do that one last week.
You wanna y'all just wanna talk about it, or can we try to pull it up, or I'm just
So
trying
we
to
can
figure
talk
out.
about it if
we
everybody
can,
remember it.
yeah, we
can
can talk
easily-
about it, to
I
be
can
honest with
easily
you.
pull it up. It takes like 2 seconds.
Because it's been a while since I've seen it. I could be forgetting some things, but overall, I mean, it's just like I'm pretty sure we all agree.
All right.
Shit, I'm not gonna lie.
Let me know when y'all ready to take a look at it. Because remember, it's kind of hard to like hear it.
Yeah,
can just-
you go ahead.
If it pops up on here, I'm gonna just watch it. To be honest with you.
Or y'all can watch it on your phones or whatever while I'm pulling it up for everybody else to see.
Bet.
All right, doing that right now. Go ahead and mute yourselves so just in case it don't bounce back off the sound.
Mm-hmm.
All right, ladies and gents, I present to you Deadpool and Wolverine.
All right, okay. It's been a challenging few years, for sure. But I'm happy. That is because of each and every one of you. I'm the luckiest man alive.
Make a wish, buddy.
Wade Wilson?
Who's asking? Whoa, 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 whoa. Is that supposed to be scary? Pegging isn't new for me, friendo, but it is for Disney.
Mr. Wilson, you appear to have soiled yourself while unconscious.
I wasn't unconscious. Who are you? Why am I here?
Walk with me. Wait. You are special. This is your chance to be a hero among heroes.
I smell what you're stepping in, Sensei. Your little cinematic universe is about to change forever. I'm the Messiah. I am Marvel Jesus. God, please! Oh my fuck! God, I love this part. Wait! Don't just stand there, you ape. Give me a hand up. Nope, I'm actually okay. Thank you very much.
July 26th. Ain't that DreamCon?
Yes, it is. That is the date. Now, if y'all remember when we were discussing DreamCon a while back, a couple months ago, Nyle brought up a good point. We all out there hanging out with new people, old people. Might as well get together and go see a little Deadpool that weekend.
If we gonna
What's
have
the
time,
time?
Now
to be honest
you're
with you,
muted. Not you still muted, bro.
Yeah, sorry about that. Yeah, no, I'm down for that though. That'd be cool.
it gotta be about the timing, cause I'm gonna let you know right now, and Derek, I believe, can attest. It's he not gonna have a lot of time out there.
Oh yeah, I'm not gonna see Deadpool when I'm out there. I thought about it. Like, it's too many parties going on.
Mm.
It's too much
Way too
functions, too
many.
many things. Not even just the parties, but too many events going on throughout the day. And then you be tired as hell after just walking. Like you probably walking a couple. Your Fitbit going jump out the gym after you have a day at DreamCon. No cap. So I don't know. Maybe if people is down, eh, it could be something. But I mean, it's just gonna be crazy. But how y'all feel about the trailer so far, and how it's going to impact the MCU going forward?
Well, he's about to fix it. He's going to fix it. Call him Marvel Jesus. He is going to fix it. Honestly, the so many Easter eggs in there. You see, is there's another variant of Wolverine in there, which I think is either going to be Daniel Radcliffe or homie from Stranger Things that they thought would probably play him when he was sitting there
Yeah.
with the white shirt. So I feel like that they gonna throw that Easter egg in there because people have been wanting to see that either Daniel Radcliffe or he played Billy in I think season 3 of Stranger Things. So that would be cool to see if they
Yeah.
throw that in there. That'd be a funny joke or something. Then they got Pyro in there that played in the old X-Men movies, the younger version of him. They got his older self in there actually as he grew up when he said, I can't wait for this or I've been looking forward to this or something. And then they got another point where you see the TVA rolling up on him and he says, wait! Throws his hand up. Do y'all notice what background that's from? Or potentially could be from?
Mm-mm.
Do you remember the beginning of Avengers Age of Ultron? When they were in the woods?
Oh yeah,
And it
yeah,
was
yeah.
sunny. That I think that he's going, since he's in the TVA, he's going to be going to different points in time. I think he's going to end up right there somehow.
Okay.
Before they end up in the world where it's like the Fox universe where he's gonna meet Wolverine, Hugh Jackman Wolverine, and from
Yeah.
some of the clips that they shown over the last year, I this movie is gonna fix everything. And if they want to get past this whole Kang thing, he can body Jonathan May. Like they can have a scene where he bodied Kang, even though it wouldn't be fulfilling, like he bodied a version of
Get
Kane
it
from
out of
back in the
there.
day. Just get it out of there if they want to do that to move on, and it could lead to a cataclysmic event where, because there is no Victor Timely or any iteration of Kane, now we have Doom growing up under the same format, or that leads him into being who he is in the comics. That's a thought.
Yeah.
I wouldn't be. I don't know if I'd be happy about that, but it would at least give a little send off instead of us in limbo of what we're doing with Kang. Besides them, we know in the background they're bodying different Kang variants since they made a reference to the end of Loki season 2 where he fought one of the Avengers and lost, which we all know that was plot armor. He should have killed Ant Man, but that's neither here nor there. I'm not gonna talk about that trash movie.
I actually had, funny enough, I actually had a picture that just released the past couple of movies. This is just a little thing, but the past couple movies and everything. And after I seen, it was only like two movies or two movies slash television shows that I really didn't resonate with. It was Ant Man, which I said it's ass. Then there was Guardians of the Galaxy after that. which I said was good.
Okay.
Secret Invasion, ass.
Trash.
Loki, good.
Amazing.
Marvels, everybody was shitting on it, but I've actually just watched it, and it
I
wasn't bad at all.
thank
It was
you.
nicely
Yeah,
paced.
I ain't gonna lie. I heard like I heard a lot of positives around Marvels. Like I saw the movie, I didn't love it. I didn't think that it was anything special, but
It was
But it wasn't
okay.
bad though.
It was
yeah,
okay.
it wasn't terrible. It was better than Captain Marvel.
Yes, it
Like
was.
leagues better than that.
Yes, it was. And
So I mean,
Kamala
It
Khan
has some flair to
was
it.
the main thing that made it much better because she was
yeah.
she loved the role. She
I think it
loved it.
wasn't. I think it wasn't just Kamala Khan because I think the reason why I fall asleep on Captain Marvel all the time,
Somebody dying with
Captain
COVID over
Marvel
there.
all the time, yeah, Captain Marvel all the time. Um, Damn it, my bad. I feel like her personality wasn't shining well in that first movie.
Yeah.
And I feel like that's the
Yeah.
reason why I was falling asleep and I could never fucking finish it because it was so boring. It was like she was a robot. But now in the second one, it seems like she actually has more of a personality. You see her dancing and everything, albeit it's cheesy and everything like that. But I mean, it was a nice change
It's
of
more
pace.
than what we seen. Yeah, exactly.
It was
I
a nice
kind
change
of
of
do
pace.
agree with Tito that like I think Kamala Khan like she bring that out. Like she one of them actresses where for the MCU at least I feel like they gonna have to use her for characters that are doing like they having a hard time. Like Brie Larson's Captain Marvel. It's like she just too bland naturally by herself. So I think you putting her, and then I ain't gonna hold you. Monica Rambeau not really that much better, but she's still like cool, you know.
And
But I think the story with Miss Marvel just or Captain Marvel is just so tied with the story of Spectrum and Monica Rambeau's side that it's like you almost take on some of the boring aspects that come from Captain Marvel into the character Spectrum, which is like I don't know, it's no fault to the actress. I think she's fine. I like the job that she did in WandaVision. I thought that she was solid. So like it's no shots to her, but it's just kind of like that that franchise or at least what's the makings of that franchise is so boring up until this movie that you really did it feel like you needed the Kamala Khan to like
so,
make it work.
in my opinion, Kamala Khan humanized both of them in a sense where
Mm-hmm.
you see Brie Larson starting off like as Captain Marvel. She's by herself. It's like she has so much weight, so much pressure on her. She's got to be this top superhero, and that's what Kamala Khan sees. And then when she has that moment where she breaks down to her, like, I didn't want you to see that. I didn't want you to witness the decisions I have to make. It's so many elements that go along with this job that like it's even hard for me. And in that moment, I kind of felt that. Like I'm like Captain Marvel actually. I really like Brie Larson in this movie. Granted, yes, she was very stagnant, but they tried their best to like loosen her up a bit. Now it's the same thing with Monica Rambeau. She did a phenomenal job in WandaVision. I hate to say it, she carried WandaVision because WandaVision, yeah, it was cool with everything. I enjoyed it, but she carried that the last couple of episodes because you see her trying to get through to Wanda to break her out of this trance and free everybody from this from the world that she created to put them in.
Yeah.
Especially with and then she's trying to how like her interaction with Kamala Khan, she's like trying to still be motherly in a sense. Like, oh, we can't have you do this, we can't have you do that. But Kamala's like, I'm understanding what I need to do, my role and everything, and all this. And it's like that made her make that final move in the end to sacrifice herself and push her into that other world.
Think we were talking about it before. We maybe weren't, but like whatever Young Avenger, and I think they are actually doing it. But whatever Young Avengers direction they go into, I do feel like she should be like the Tony Stark of that.
And
because she just
they
is
did
good
that.
at bringing people together. Like she
But
just is. Like she brings a better. She brings more emotion. She brings like it's just a easier transaction and feel when she's on screen. And if you tried to sell me Kate Bishop just like in a standalone movie,
nah.
I'm not gonna hold you. I don't care. But if you take Kate Bishop and put her with Kamala Khan, and then like the character with Scar or yeah, Hawk's son, that is I don't really have any faith in that. I'm
Hmm.
gonna be honest with you. It was presented real weird. I really kind of hope that they scrap it before they start anything with it. But knowing Marvel, they usually really stubborn about doing things like that. You got to put Kamala Khan next to him, and somehow get him to make us like him a little bit more. And I think that she probably is going to be the best person to do that.
Well, that's the
Cause
thing. I like the way like at the ending cutscene where she rolls up on Kate and she's like,
yeah,
oh,
that's
like
right.
she rolled up on her like she was Iron Man, like I'm making a team and stuff, blah 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 blah. But even with that whole Hulk situation, I don't think that's going to be canon because if you remember at the end of She-Hulk, she was talking to that machine, and the machine's like, "Oh, we can change the story however we want it," and she's like, "What about this? What about that?" I feel like they can spin that, like you said, to get rid of that. They can spin it like that never happened. She broke like she wasn't supposed to break the fourth wall. She doesn't do that. That's a Deadpool thing, which kind of
She do,
threw me
actually in the
off.
comic books. So I find because I didn't know this either. In the comic book, she actually does.
Oh, she
In her
does.
in her earliest, like in her modern iteration,
Mm-hmm.
which is probably like the material that we have seen of She-Hulk is probably been what's considered the new material. But like in her character's first introduction, like way back, she actually I think did it before Deadpool, breaking the fourth wall. And I didn't know, honestly, I didn't know that until the show. When she did it in the show, I'm like, what is this? Why is she doing what Deadpool does? But then I kind of got educated. I want to say it was Comics Explained. Shout out to the man, Rob, man. That dude is, he really he gets you educated. There be things you don't know about. He gonna make sure you're educated about it. Um, but going back to the Deadpool trailer really quickly. Um, I love your optimism. I just don't know if I'm near yet. I just don't know if I'm near yet. Like I do think that everything that they have with Deadpool, it looks like this movie should be successful. It looked like it should be done really well. It looks like it's carrying a lot of the similar things that we've known from Deadpool over. 100% agree with you in that regard. But is it enough? Is there going to be enough storyline in here to where it can create a bridge for? And I'm not saying no to it. These are just questions that I have. Is there enough in this movie that's going to be able to create a bridge towards whatever development that we go beyond in in the cinematic universe beyond this? Are there going to be enough corrective measures in this? And if it is not, which again I'm pretty confident that it can't be too much, because when they would have been working on this film, we were still working out what was going to be happening with Jonathan Majors. So don't know if they will be able to do too much. I'm sure that there was reshoots to kind of help with the process, and I do like some of the ideas that you mentioned in regards to that. But if we kind of go on the more pessimistic side and say they didn't have an opportunity to kind of fit some of those retroactive moves into the storyline here, where are we gonna see it? Is that material gonna be good? Is it something that we're gonna be interested in? Is something where it's gonna like re-excite us in regards to just the direction that Secret Wars and the content we know that's coming later down the line will. I just don't know if I'm going to get it even from this movie. And I know obviously we still have to see the movie, but it I'm still worried, like I'm still like I don't know if the MCU is back. I don't know if I'm ready to say, oh, it's back or it's in full force yet. I don't know if I'm near.
I mean, but and real quick before D comes in, gives his take on it and everything like that. Real quick, I brought up that graphic of all of these movies where the last six projects they probably released, two of them really missed when the other four was at least serviceable, at least, and good at best. You could probably even say Guardians of the Galaxy 3 was probably on that great tier, kind of.
It was S
Probably like,
tier. It was no
probably
great
like
tier. It was amazing.
most people probably would put that on the likes of like Infinity War or Way Home Spider-Man or anything like that. It was great, but it wasn't like the top echelon of the Marvel movies that they've created. Regardless,
Would it be
if
too
they're
much to
still,
say it is better than the last Spider-Man? Because I kind of feel that way. I'm gonna be honest.
I don't think so.
Well,
yeah,
you're a
I would kind
Spider-Man
of like put
fan.
them in the same tier. I would
that
kind of say they was around the same tier. Like I
that
enjoyed both in the same way.
I feel like the nostalgia factor is the reason why, especially in my demographic and my age group, why that movie was so great. You had three different Spider-Men from three different times, basically, in the cinematic universe since its inception, basically, or since its creation into the universe. And now you was able to bring them under one roof. And don't get me wrong, this is not to shit on Guardians of the Galaxy 3. Guardians of the Galaxy 3 was a great movie, like a really, really, really great movie. I just the nostalgia factor, the damage and shit that happened in that movie, and the weight that it holds going further. I didn't really have that weight with Guardians of the Galaxy. After Guardians of the Galaxy 3, I didn't really feel that there was another threat coming along.
Well, that's the thing. The way Guardians of the Galaxy 3 ended was the fact that everybody was parting ways. It was the last movie. So there is no big bad threat for them going forward. The movie was literally an ending, end all be all, let's end this, where you're leaving the Guardians in the hands of Rocket Raccoon, which not many people really knew who he was. We know Gamora, she was Thanos' daughter. We know the other chick, I forgot her name, Nebula. That was Thanos' daughter. We know Groot hung with Rocket, but he's simple. He's a daggone tree that says "I am Groot." And then you know Drax is some destroy. You know he's a destroyer, but we truly didn't know Rocket Raccoon's background. For this movie to really put that together and give us the emotion, and to give us a big bad that was the what was his name? What was homeboy's name? The
I just had it too.
Evolutionary.
Yeah, the evolutionary. Bruh, that man was ruthless. Down to the T. Like it hit home in so many aspects where even at the end, the ending cutscene when Peter got to meet his grandfather, his mother's father, that tied a lot together. And the fact that we're the only person we're really getting back, yeah, they'll probably bring the Guardians back, but as Rocket and that group that they have together now. But we'll get Star-Lord back. And even with that, he'll be a little more Earth. How do I say it? More with the Earth. Like, I don't want to say earthy, but he'll be more humanized in a sense where, like, he's been out in space since he was 8. He'll be more prevalent to the times of what he's dealing with. We might get a different playlist instead of 70s and 80s. It'll be like a whole different thing. So the reason why I like Guardians so much over Spider-Man is Spider-Man is going to keep going. We know Venom's going to be coming soon. We know there's going to be another big bad. But Guardians, with it being like an ending movie, it closed all the doors properly for me. I'm not left wanting more. They every door has been closed properly. I don't feel like I'm wanting more from the Guardians. I'm set. I know Star-Lord's coming back, so we at least get him. We're not gonna get Groot. They're actually staying in space. They don't need to come down. They are being Guardians. So at this point, the door is closed. I'm glad we got to see Rocket's storyline. It was emotional for me because I love animals, and the fact that you see The bunny get bodied, the walrus get bodied, and the otter get bodied. And he loved the otter. We all know that. And for the otter to say it's not your time to be with us yet, you still got more to do. Bruh, I ain't gonna lie, I teared up in the theater. Y'all might think I'm like being a little girl about it. I teared up. It was there. But
No, they did a good job.
Yo, you know them animals CGI, right, Terrence?
Oh yeah, I know. But I'm just saying, them bullets hitting them was kind of real to me. That evolutionary.
I didn't even see the movie.
You D, you gotta watch the movie. It's really good. It's really good.
I didn't like the second one, so I was like, I'm gonna skip on the third one. I really liked it that much.
It was
I'm
cool.
gonna be honest. In my order, it's 3, 1, 2. 2 wasn't as good as 1, but 3 was better than 1, if I have to say.
I agree with that.
Especially
agree with that.
the
3 was
jokes
cool,
hit
'cause
too.
It brought it all together, and it wasn't like that's the thing. Like remember with Thor, the most recent Thor, how
Oh,
like
God.
everybody
Let's not talk about it.
universally. I know, right? But real quick, you know how everybody like universally, we all were like, man, this is a perfect example of where Marvel is trying to force too much humor onto the audience, and they kind of are like degrading the character in Thor and the storylines that can more or less come out of Thor. Like none of us really like we know as the like nerdy people, we know that there's way better stories and there's really good stories that can come out of Thor and the Thor mythos. And it just was such a drop of the ball in that regard, and it felt like we were being fed something that was just a little like more commercialized. With Guardians, that's what I think it is so great about it is that they have a really good storyline. To T's point, it was on one of the lesser explained characters from Guardians. Um, but they also have good balance throughout the movie. Whether it's the comic side, whether it's the drama side, whether it's the action side, they have really. It's probably one of the better Marvel movies I've seen at balance in those three. I honestly like if I really personally sat back with it, and I understand this is my own opinion, but it's probably in the tier of balance level that like Infinity Wars was, or maybe Endgame, whatever one was a little bit less sad, because both of them were kind of sad, but like whatever one you feel was a little less sad, is probably in the same tier of balance level as that to me, which is a really nice and refreshing to see with Marvel, but that's like that's my problem, bro. Like how many people I think that I think Deadpool will be another example of that, right? So let me talk positive for a second with it. I do agree that everything that I've seen via the trailer, everything that I know that's come from Deadpool as it's been previously done, I think that we may even see an elevation with it being a Marvel project as well and being away from Fox now. I like all of that. I'm right there with everybody who feels that way. But like, bro, if it's not a movie that's advancing like the overall storyline, which again I just really don't think that's gonna be the case because so much of it was supposed to be focused around like them trying to make a conclusion to the Fox universe and everything that was attributed to it. I just really wonder like how long do we have to wait post Endgame to get like a great Marvel movie that's like connected to everything or connected to
See,
more storylines.
I
no,
think it will
no,
still be connected. I think it still will be connected. I think it's still gonna do the same thing in which you're talking about because in the trailer, if you've seen, it had the Fox logo
Mm-hmm.
back in the day where it was, and it was in like I'm guessing that's I'm pretty sure somebody brought it up in this stream already where the TVA he's getting brought into the TVA. We've seen from Loki all of the main places that you could be in a TVA. Either you're gonna be in the main area or you're pruned and into that other kind of like other world where Eliath is that cloud or something like that, or somehow they're able to keep you into these confines type of things. I feel like it's gonna be the same type of thing, and I feel like it might push the MCU going forward because you not only bring together all these sorts of characters, you can pick and choose specific characters that you could bring back deliberately and in order to push the story further and ramp it up to even crazier heights. Like you could bring up a Storm. I'm pretty sure they're not gonna bring up a new Wolverine. To be honest, I'm thinking about it again. It's gonna be confusing as fuck because I don't necessarily. There's a whole lot of opportunities, a whole lot of ways that they can do it.
So, just to double down on that one, I feel like because they're saying that this is Hugh Jackman's last movie as Wolverine. So I feel like something's going to happen where this brings in some of the mutants. Maybe we already have Wolverine in our MCU, and it will be like a send off from Hugh Jackman to this Wolverine, and Deadpool makes some funny joke or quip that goes along with it, and Deadpool starts working with that Wolverine. Or they do something where, like you said, they pick and choose, where the TVA's like, oh, we know this character's good, this character's good, this character's good, and they bring them over. Or they start working with the TVA. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Now, Derek, how you feeling?
There's potential of that.
What? Just cut me off.
Derek,
Damn near gotta watch the trailer again. Where y'all niggas talk.
So I was trying to get Derek involved. That's all.
I thought it was a good trailer, but then I feel like bringing Wolverine in, it's like, damn, that kind of softens the blow that we had from Logan. Remember, I mean, he did die in that movie. So now it's like, are they going to bring him in? It's obviously going to be a younger Wolverine. So I guess they're going to say, like in the Fox universe, he'll be dead, but I guess they go back in time to get a different Wolverine. But it's like, because Logan was supposed to be his last movie. And I was like, okay, if this is gonna be his last movie, like, what's gonna be happening? Like, it's cool to see Hugh Jackman in the MCU. Don't get me wrong, but it's like, damn, like, But I mean, I think Deadpool's gonna be good. It's gonna correct a lot of things. Hopefully, put a lot of things in motion with the X-Men and the Fox universe. Well, those characters moving forward, but I don't expect it to be like No Way Home or like Infinity War type, but I mean, it's still gonna be a good movie.
If honestly, the last two Deadpool movies were like hour 45, hour 50 minutes long, I could sit in a Deadpool movie that's 2.5 hours long, giving them enough time to flesh everything out. I can sit there. How long is this one? I don't think they put the time out for it.
What is that, Deadpool 3, right?
Deadpool and Wolverine, that's what it's called.
Ow! Keep biting me.
Well, you got a cat or something?
No, it's my sister's dog. Puppy. Damn, they didn't release the runtime?
Yeah, they didn't release the runtime.
It's probably just gonna come close to the date. That might mean that they're gonna have another trailer.
Wait, I'm seeing 2 hours and 45 minutes though.
Man, if it's that, I'll be hyped.
I like that. You gotta have a lot. To T's point, I'd agree to that as well. Like, you can't have a Deadpool movie destroying a couple Fox universes. The only iterations that we've known of the X-Men so far in any type of movie capacity, and you're just gonna do away with them in an hour and some change movie. You can't do that. You can't do that.
And they already talked about Wanda coming back. She's supposed to be fighting Jean Grey, apparently. That was one of the leaks several months back.
Would it just be a multiverse? I feel like it would be a multiversal one instead of the main universe one.
Nah, you got to give us our Wanda. You got to give us our Wanda and have her go against Jean Grey.
But which Jean Grey though?
And why?
Probably. Hear me out. The Phoenix, the Dark Phoenix one. Since we know that movie was trash, Disney's gonna try and get rid of her, and maybe bring another Phoenix in the process in the new X-Men. You know what I mean?
The Dark Phoenix shouldn't even be all that entertaining though. It's not like the comics. Like, they tried it twice and it still hasn't worked.
But what's the best way of getting rid of some of these characters? That's gonna be one of the ones. Have her fight, because you gotta think about it. Deadpool can't beat Phoenix. Dark Phoenix at that, he cannot beat Dark Phoenix. So you got to go with somebody that has that power. Have Wanda go up against Jean Grey, have be an epic fight scene for about 5 minutes, and then Deadpool comes in with utilizing her help and slice her head off or something, and then we move on from her. That way, because he's supposed if it's supposed to be Deadpool kills the Fox universe, he's going to need to take everybody out and utilize the tools of our MCU to do it. So you gotta go punch for punch, blow for blow.
Yeah.
Because
Is
Deadpool.
there any comic that is there any comic iteration that's kind of like
This
we know is the basis for this, or is this just
no
story?
no Deadpool kills the Marvel universe.
Okay.
So it's based off of that, but he's not killing everybody everyone in that one. He kills Spider-Man, Bruce Banner, the Hulk, Wolverine, some other people, but literally Deadpool is just like literally bodying everybody. And if they go that route, then it would show the TVA is fake because Deadpool got tricked into killing everybody in the comic.
Yeah.
But so instead of saying Deadpool kills the Marvel universe, he's going to kill the Fox universe to fix the timeline.
T, you were saying something before that. I'm sorry.
I forgot my thought because as I was getting ready to say it, Rob cut me off asking D his thing, so I just like pulled back.
Okay. Do you want another trailer before the movie comes out?
I would love at least 2 more trailers. If they give me 2 more just to expand on it a little bit more, then it will help.
I'm pretty sure they're gonna drop like 2 more, probably like another one, probably going more in depth, showing some different shots, showing a lot more of the same shots, and then that release trailer.
I need a red band trailer. I need a red band trailer. I need everything. I need that trailer to be rated R.
I don't think they're necessarily gonna be able to do that because you can't just drop rated R stuff.
Hold on. Not on the TV. They do red band trailers on YouTube. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
So
They
especially
definitely have to have another trailer though.
Especially the fact he dropped that line during the Super Bowl commercial. What was it? The thought of pegging doesn't. The pegging line going towards Disney. They didn't even show the trailer during the Super Bowl. They just showed clips of it, and it's like, oh, watch the trailer online. They did that for a lot of movies during the Super Bowl.
Yeah, they did.
And I'm gonna say this now.
Yeah, I feel like we definitely need a trailer showing Wolverine though. That's gonna get everybody hyped.
Now I'm gonna say this now. Out of all the movies that they showed that day, like for trailers, we don't need another Twister. That's my hot take, and I'm gonna say that now. Twister should have been left in the daggone vault. I don't need no Twister. Oh my goodness, man. I don't need another weather movie. If I want to go see a Twister, I'll just go down to Orlando or somewhere in the South.
Go watch it in reality.
Man, go jump in the car and just take off and then go flying and then see the car go. Meow.
Yo, so before we move on, what would be y'all's quick rating, like scale of 1 to 5, 1 to 10 on the trailer?
Let's do 5. I give it a 4 out of 5. Only for the sense of.
You about to give it a 5 out of 10?
No. 4 out of 5 because I want more. Oh, and the reason why I say that is, in my opinion, in that 2.5 minutes, that was a teaser. If it was gonna be a trailer, in my opinion, it's a teaser. If it was a trailer, we would have gotten Hugh Jackman as Wolverine shown maybe 2-3 seconds, not a shadow silhouette of him getting ready to stab Deadpool. It was a teaser.
Yeah, why would they show it though? That's the whole premise of this movie.
But it's okay. You're literally missing my thought.
Everybody know he in this movie though.
Yes,
everybody know he in the movie.
No.
We gonna see him.
Okay.
Why do we need to see him before?
I mean, that's every trailer though. Like the Batman vs Superman trailer, they showed Doomsday. People knew he was gonna be in there, but they still show him. It's like you have to show Hugh Jackman in the MCU because it's
Yeah.
like a lot of people don't know. It's like, oh, I thought Hugh Jackman wasn't doing this. Like, I mean, people that read comics and watch movies know, but it's like you got to realize it's a lot of people that watch the old X-Men movies. It's like, damn, I ain't seen Hugh Jackman and Wolverine in a minute. Then they see this movie, like, oh, I got to go check that out. Like, they have to show him in one of these trailers.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. That's why I feel like this trailer is more a teaser and not a trailer because of simple things like that. Because if they actually show him in cinematic form, we know he's in it. We've seen him in the pictures of what he's dressed like, but to see him in cinematic form in on the trailer, then I would say that's a trailer. You give me a piece of something. That was like a teaser. That was a taste. Like I literally want more from like the Deadpool trailer. So they need to give us Rob, shut up. They need to give us more on the next one that drops in like a month or two.
All right,
I would
so
say I would give it a
oh,
4 out of 5 too, though. My bad, Rob.
no, go ahead.
I'll say I would give it a 4 out of 5 too. I feel like I wanted to see some Wolverine in it, but I mean I understand that they didn't want to give everything away, especially since it was a Super Bowl. It was like, okay, let's wait for everything else to come out, and then we'll release a trailer like in a month or two while when everything has died down, and then we'll be the talk of the town then. So yeah, I'll give it a 4 out of 5 for now.
Yeah, I think I agree with that. I would do the same. 4 out of 5. Yeah. To the point that Derek, I completely agree with the point that you made in regards to Wolverine, because I was just kind of listening to you, and immediately the person or the persona you were describing, um, that's my uncle. Like, he loved comic books, he loved comic book movies and whatnot, but like he old, so like he not really technical and whatnot. So for him finding out about, like, he probably right now still doesn't know that like Hugh Jackman is in this movie, and that's gonna be like a I think I do agree with y'all that they would have to show Wolverine, Hugh Jackman as a Wolverine, because if they just do even a quick little scene of that, now that's gonna make my uncle go, I gotta go see that movie, because for him it's nostalgia from the original X-Men movies, and he really won't. Like, I really think if I were to say to him right now, oh, Hugh Jackman is in that new Deadpool movie, he'd be like, what? You know what I mean? So yeah, I do completely agree
Bro,
with
but
you.
think of it
People
like
gotta
this
make that.
though. We all 27 and like early 30s, right? You 30, Terrence, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like, bro, Hugh Jackman was Wolverine when people that was 50 was in their late 20s, early 30s. So it's
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
like if somebody that think about that type of nostalgia for somebody, like, yo, the nigga that was Wolverine when I was in my late 20s is playing Wolverine now, like that's gonna hit home for some people.
Agree.
I give it a 5 out of 5. To be honest with you, I just like it. It's bringing back that mature type of rating. It's bringing back the type of, or it's breaking down the stereotype of a superhero movie doesn't necessarily always have to be tailored towards kids. You can have it based towards older crowds. I feel like Zack Snyder was getting to that a little bit with his Justice League movies in terms of a group type of project, and it was a darker tone type of movie. It was more tailored towards an older type of audience, and I feel like it really resonated well with the older type of audience, in my opinion. You can still be a kid and watch it, most definitely, but I feel like the brutality, especially with the Batman scenes and everything like that, you can tell that it's not, you don't necessarily want to hear a kid getting his neck broken, getting suplexed through the ground and type shit like that. But that's just from my standpoint. But regardless, I feel like it it got us asking questions to the point, and got us to a point where we haven't been for a Marvel trailer in quite some time. We're actually interested. We're trying to analyze every single aspect of this thing to figure out who's gonna be in it, where they're gonna come from, who's gonna get killed off, speculate what actors they're gonna bring back, or which actors are gonna keep going into the MCU in the main universe type of thing, which I'm guessing is gonna happen. So he's just gonna, it's dope, and to see the TVA back too is fire too.
Now to go back on one thing you said, people don't want to see a child getting thrown or getting body.
I said people don't. I feel like usually want their children to hear and see
Oh,
people Get suplex
I
through
th-
the ground and the neck
oh,
cracking.
I thought you was talking about like children in general getting suplex. Like adults don't
No,
want to see that,
no.
cause I may be like putting myself out there on this one, but Evil Dead Rise. Have y'all heard of that movie?
Yes.
I
Is
think
Oh
that
so.
the
Yeah.
most recent one that came
yes,
out?
yes.
Yeah, I've
There's
seen it.
there's a scene now. You gonna think I'm wrong for this, but you probably laughed at it too. There's a scene that was shot so well. They're looking in the the door, the peephole when you're looking in the door, and
Yeah.
you see the demon chasing everybody, bodying everybody that's in the hallway of the apartment building, and it's a little kid about 9 or 10 walking around scared, trying to find some place to hide. You see the demon come back up at the door, looks around, and starts chasing after the little boy. I don't know why I thought this was so hilarious, but
I know
I
I laughed
seen
too.
the child gets thrown. So as you're seeing, you see like it's a hallway, and it's like two corners off that hallway. The child gets pelted at the corner. Bow, drops down. But one thing you notice, both arms are ripped off. I cried laughing. I don't know why. Maybe because I wasn't ready for it, but I found that utterly hilarious because I was not expecting it.
Evil
And
Dead. Yeah.
yeah, is that's the factor.
Cause
Um,
it's like scary movie without the comedy. That's like the feel. I don't know how to explain that any further than that, but like Evil Dead feel like scary movie if you took away the humor and just was left with like and you don't get Scream. You don't like I understand that's what people will want to think is like you get Scream or you get like a haunted house movie or something like that, but like you don't. You get Evil Dead. Like that's what it make that movie makes me laugh throughout watching it.
and now I may be veering from our subject matter, but I have a question about this. Maybe we can all expound upon this. Does a movie in Marvel need to be? Does every superhero? Okay, how do I explain this? Certain superheroes, do they need to have a rated R rating for their movies to be good? Like as we know, Deadpool, it can't be PG-13 to be good. We know that
Right.
movie to be rated R. Once Upon a Deadpool, that's an exception because they added extra comedy into that when they were retelling Deadpool 2, editing out the F words and everything else on top of that. They added extra comedy in that for that movie to carry to make it work for PG 13. But do y'all believe Iron Man should have been, some Iron Man movies could have been rated R to make it better? Or Captain America? Or maybe Captain Marvel could have been rated R if they added a little more violence and action. Maybe that could have stepped it up a little bit more. But do y'all feel it's certain superheroes in the MCU that needs a rated R movie to make it better instead of them being held back? That's
I'd
my
say certain
question.
movies. Oh, yeah.
No, go
I'd
ahead.
say certain movies in general. Certain movies in general. Not saying the movies in the past that have been released before, but certain movies in general. I'd say yes. Tailored to certain um, heroes, especially like towards like a Moon Knight. I'll say that for a previous thing. Moon Knight, I feel like I don't think it was rated R. I think it was like
It was
PG
TVMA.
13,
It was TVMA.
TVMA,
Um,
Yeah.
which is it a step below or is that the equivalent of a show to rated R?
TVMA
yeah.
is like rated R. Yeah. So
Okay,
let me double check that. Keep going, Rob. Like what other heroes would you say?
I'd say a Thor would have probably prospered with a rated R rating and really got to the pinnacle of his character, which I feel like is always more so. I wouldn't say dark in comics, but not as fucking jolly and shit that they've made it out to be in the movies. I feel like, especially with his power set and everything like that, I feel like it would be a lot more of a life and death circumstance more than anything with a lot more of the battles that he would be in. And I feel like just those stakes would be raised up. Probably a rated R Hulk movie, but who wouldn't want that? Like that's writing, typical writing on the wall. I'll say a last one. Probably a Daredevil if they ever do a Daredevil movie again. Because I feel like if they do a Daredevil movie with Matt Murdock that they got now, I feel like they will knock it out the park. Charlie Cox, knock it out the park.
Nigga, is that James?
Yeah, it
I'm
is
like,
James.
Fame went and got him a haircut or something.
Yo, nigga got a haircut and got 2 shades darker. It's crazy.
Bro, I couldn't even see. I'm like,
Nigga,
wait a minute, that nigga look like James.
yo, this nigga.
No, but I agree, Robert. A Thor rated R movie, because when we watch, not when you watch. What do you say?
He said, "I'll just try to eat my chicken and waffles in peace." Why you choose to eat them right here out of all the places? Yo,
Bruh,
He
Thor
was like,
1.
cause it's peaceful.
Bruh, remember the fight scenes in Thor 1, not like against the destroyer armor, but when they was fighting those frost giants and Thor was going crazy. Like, bro, you could have made that scene rated R, the whole movie for real, but like Robert's saying, in the comics, Thor is a little bit more, I'm not gonna say stoic, but he's a little bit more serious. In this one, it's like a surfer just found a hammer and got some powers, and it's like, all right, it's cool and all, but it's like, damn, every movie, only time you really see Thor super serious is when Thanos come back, and then by that time, you already take Thor as a joke. It's like, my nigga, like, you fat, you always just goofing around, and it's like, now I don't even take you seriously. Now, had you been on some shit before where you was killing people, or like you're the god of thunder, you don't have the same consequences that we on Earth do. Like, you should be doing whatever you want, but it's like Marvel took a different route with him. It's like, it's cool, but I feel like after Thor 1, they kind of deviated from his character and then just started making him this stoner. I don't know. He seemed like a drifter, like somebody that don't know what he got going on in life.
Agree with that.
True.
They should just make his movies rated R.
Y'all making me kind of, so what I was originally going to say, which y'all kind of making me want to walk it back a little bit, because I think y'all made really good, both of y'all made really good points about Thor. Typically, I think that certain storylines may need to be rated R versus necessarily the character. Um, but mm, nah, cause like I think y'all got a point. I think sometimes the rating system, at least as far as it goes with movies, it just has the ability to set the tone. And going back to what you guys were saying about Thor, I think that's a great example of that here, where it's like, if you were to know that you could have started out that franchise with Chris Hemsworth behind a R rating, do you like will we have gotten enough morphing with the character to where it would have just naturally been easier for them to take that tone of the more serious Thor that we are accustomed to in the comic books? Yeah, I guess, yeah, it does kind of matter. I think that is certain characters you might be able to sneak a PG-13 in, even if you wanted to do it as like an introduction. But there are certain characters like Thor, like Moon Knight, Blade is one where I don't really want to see that in a PG-13 format. It's just way too serious of a character. You know what I mean? Um, I think you guys are right. I do. Y'all kind of walked me back of where I was at on that, because I think, and really just again, the biggest reason why I think that is because from a director's position and a writer's position, the liberties that you get, they just do seem like they can play that much more of like have that much more of an emphasis and play that much more of an impact on the characters. Whereas when you go PG-13, it's like you almost got to dwarf the character into something like that nobody is accustomed to, like the case of Thor. It's like I can't really think of an iteration outside until after they started making the MCU movies where Thor had that type of role. And even when they tried to do it in, like, when they do have instances where they try to do it in the comic books, people typically want the comic book to go back into that more serious Thor. They give him roles like right now, I think in the comic book he is the what is it called? Is it All Father? What Odin was before?
Mm-hmm.
I think that currently in the comic books, Thor is the All Father, and it's like they're trying to kind of focus on him understanding what that means and how he's supposed to progress that beyond where Odin left it at. And that is more Thor, like you had Thor when he was on Earth in the comic books, and before that he was a little bit sillier. So like I do sometimes see that in the MCU material, but like fam, we talking about the OG Thor content, like the Stan Lee Thor content when he was writing on it. You know how many years it's been now that we've had this more serious Thor and we've had like solid stories out of it. It just makes no sense to see that kind of play out in the MCU for as long as it did, when in the grand scheme of the comic books, which kind of like chronicles all of it, he really wasn't like that for that long. He understood his role as the god of thunder. He understood his role as Odin's son. And now he understands himself as the All Father and the role that comes with that. He not this character, like just by design. He just is a more serious character that's trying to have more responsibilities. Now, granted, he liked to drink, and that's in the comics too, but like
Mm-hmm.
that's the furthest extent that it really goes. So I do I think that y'all did a very good job selling that, because yeah, with the case of Thor, it kind of just shuts out the idea of it just being a storyline issue and also being a character issue too.
Okay.
How about you, T?
Uh, I have a couple. Now name one of them. One would have to be Blade for one. Because you can't have a Blade movie without the violence and the vampires and whatnot. Honestly, I would love to see a Captain America rated R movie, because you got to look at the time that he was in. Racism was going on. There's a lot of things that was happening around his timeline, and if they were going to expound upon that, it's like you gotta have that realism in a sense. With PG-13 having to like pull back on a lot of things, not to say that have the racism in there, but some of the struggles that people were going with, some of the stuff that you would see that happened in the 1930s before he got thrown in the before he got cryogenically frozen or thrown frozen in the ice, and then came to our era. It it would have been. I felt like they would have been able to add a little more realism with it, with it being rated R, along with I wouldn't say Black Panther, but Iron Man for one. I feel like Iron Man could have said a little bit more. It could have been a little more cussing in there, because I know Robert Downey Jr. like when Iron Man starts off, this he's still learning everything. So there's gonna be moments when he's gonna be like, "Oh, snap!" Insert expletive delete.
Some good ones. That's some good ones. Um,
I got one
hey,
more before we change the subject, y'all.
oh yeah, go ahead.
I was gonna say, I know Nyle brought up a good point when he mentioned storylines. Like in the MCU, I think we got too many villains where they just one and done type shit. So I feel like with Tom Holland Spider Man, they're gonna have to bring in a black suit at some point. If he get the black suit, I would say you could make one of those movies rated R, but don't get rid of the black suit in that one movie. Like you get the regular suit halfway through, he get the black suit. People start noticing changes. Like instead of webbing up niggas against the wall, like damn, Spider Man, we'd have found a couple of these thugs paralyzed in the street, hanging from one of your webs on their leg. Like you letting them niggas just fall and you catch them with the leg, but now they getting paralyzed. You're not just webbing them up. Like somebody talk to him and he like, you know what, I know what I'm doing, this and this. Like, and it could also play into that psyche shit. Like, yo, nobody fucking remembers me. I'm going through shit on my own. Now I got more power as Spider Man. Like, just let me do me. Boom, boom, boom. And then the next movie, when they bring in Invincible, I feel like that's something that they could really make rated R, like a more mature Spider Man, when he go from
Mm-hmm.
Spider teen nigga to actual 25, 26 year old Spider Man. That's one that could be rated R.
What if, just to build on that real quick, and I'm sorry, I get excited about Spider Man. So, T could be right that I was biased about No Way Home being better than Guardians of the Galaxy 3. Regardless, what if they do it Would you first, D? Let me ask you. Would you rather like it if, in my scenario, it's kind of like this next movie goes on. We're getting a background for it. Wilson Fisk is gonna become the mayor for New York City at some point in time between the Echo series and this one. He starts to outlaw vigilantes like he did in the comic books, if I'm not mistaken, as the mayor of New York City. Daredevil and Spider-Man comes together. They're not able to beat him just by those two because they have to deal with the law enforcement as well as all of Fisk's goons that's being paid on the payroll and as well as all the villains that might be in New York City in that specific time period. They're not able to beat all of these niggas by just them two. At the end of the movie, before they actually defeat Wilson Fisk and technically Spider-Man, he gets the black suit. The black suit ends up finding him. He ends up using that power to help him beat Wilson Fisk. And then that next movie is him wearing that black suit for its entirety. And at the end is where he takes it off because he either does something too extreme or gets close to it and has to take it off. Either that or, like you were saying, in the pseudo type of Spider-Man films that we've seen so far. The only one we've seen was Tobey Maguire, but you know what I'm getting. Where he's wearing a regular suit, he gets the black suit either somewhat towards the beginning or the middle, and he uses it, and then he turns fairly quickly, and then he takes it off by the end of the movie. Which one would you rather prefer? Oh, hello.
Reiterate that, please.
Oh
Yeah,
yeah,
I
you.
was gonna say I don't. I like the first one where it's like he wears the suit for like beginning of the movie and some more of another movie because you don't want it to be like, oh damn, I had this suit on for 2 weeks, time to take it off. Like the change should be gradual. And then like you said, like once Spider-Man realizes, oh shit, like I'm starting to become different, then that's when you bring in like the Venom shit. 'Cause it's like, oh, the suit not gonna come off, but it's like Spider-Man notices now, like it's too like I'm too far gone at this point. Like I just fucked around and broke somebody's neck, or I just smacked the bitch, or I just killed Wilson Fisk or something. Like he got to do something extreme where niggas be like, yo, buddy, it's time to take that shit off.
Yeah.
But I feel like because with Tom Holland, he gonna play Spider-Man until he's 60 or whatever. I feel like you could have that black suit shit on for 2 movies for real, because that nigga ain't leaving Spider-Man no time soon.
If they do it with one movie, he gets it at the end of this next movie. I'm pretty sure this next they're not dropping two Spider-Man movies before Secret Wars. I can't see that. I can't see a world where
Nigga,
that's
the way this
possible.
Jonathan Major shit keeping up, I feel like they really could do like, yo, y'all, Secret War's gonna have to take some time. Let's get these niggas a big ass spectacle Spider-Man film. I think that'll tie some niggas over. Cause then
Yep.
with the Spider-Man film, it's like you can add Daredevil as one of his like street mentors. You could add some other characters. Like it don't have to be like an Avengers level threat, but it could be like a street Avengers level threat where it's like, yo, Spider-Man, we cleaning up your mess around the city. Like you got to take that shit off. Something wrong with you. Boom, boom, boom. Like it could be on some Civil War shit. It ain't got to be like Infinity War, but like Spider-Man with like a Civil War twist or whatever. Like I feel like they could give us two Spider-Man movies before
What?
Secret Wars. I don't want them fucking up Secret Wars, bro.
Well, my thing is, at the end of the day, when it comes to that at that point they can bring in Miles, and Miles can help him take that black suit off, just like how he did in the game, but under a different circumstance.
They definitely got to bring in Miles.
But
Yeah, I
we
think he's
still,
gonna be a multiversal, or he's gonna be in that same from that same universe.
it'll be multiversal because I don't know if you remember when I was talking about it, like maybe first, second, the third or fourth episode when I came on. Um, if they end the last Spider Verse movie correctly, Miles falls into the Spider Verse, but wakes up in the time where Tom Holland is, but he's in like an alleyway or something. Wakes up and you see him as the whatever person that they pick for the live action Miles, and then you see Peter, Tom Holland's Peter, web swinging across the city. And at that point, then you can have like a whole movie of like at that point, Peter has the black suit, and he's talking to him, and he notices something's up with him having that black suit. Da da da. And then at the end, you have the for the third act, him trying to tell Peter, you need to take this thing off. You need to take this thing off. It's not who you truly are. You're not Spider-Man. You're something else.
Bro, I wish Robert Downey Jr. was still part of this shit for Black Spider-Man. Because that was really his only mentor.
Yep.
Yeah.
You might find some other ones though. I mean, I feel like at some point they gotta do the Easter egg of Shang-Chi mentoring, at least teaching Spider-Man his own unique fighting style, because that's what happened in the
I
comic book.
forgot he trained that nigga.
Yeah, and when he after he trained that nigga, I feel like it took his shit to another level, my nigga.
They got to give Shang-Chi a different makeover, though, because that nigga, that movie... Nah.
You ain't like it? You
It
ain't
was
like
like
it?
Miss Marvel's to me. I didn't hate it,
But I
I
felt
didn't
like his
love
design...
it.
He need a different design type shit. It was just like... I don't know what they was on.
One other
Shang-Chi
quick
though?
point.
Nah, hold on.
Yeah.
Before we go to this quick point, I apologize. Please,
No, no
please write it down a song. Yeah, you just gonna stumble upon Shang-Chi like this was just some like Miss Marvel type of thing or the Marvels type of thing. I feel like Shang-Chi was
Yeah,
probably
in
like
the
one of the
same
best.
realm. It was good, but it was like in the same realm to me. It wasn't. I wouldn't put it on the same level as Guardians or
What?
maybe it's in the same realm as like the Eternals, something like that. It
Eternal?
wasn't. Yeah, it wasn't.
Nah.
No, I would put that shit in Eternal.
Crazy.
Nah, nigga.
Miss Marvel then something like that. I don't. It just didn't. It didn't. It wasn't like. It wasn't a game changer. It wasn't something where I'm like like if they didn't do another Shang-Chi movie, I wouldn't be like disappointed. I wouldn't. I'm not like looking for it.
Shang-Chi.
It
We,
wasn't
yo,
bad.
I
it
promise
wasn't
you,
bad.
when,
I'm
when
not
it
saying
first
it was
came
bad.
out, I feel like we all was like, yo, this was a pretty good movie. This
Yeah,
was
but
a
then you
dope
let it
movie.
sit on you
I
for a
ain't
little
say all
bit,
that.
and it's just like pause. But you let it sit and marinate for a second, and it's just kind of like it was cool, but you know, I don't know. It's just like,
What, Shang-Chi?
Yeah,
Shang-Chi,
yeah,
Shang-Chi.
that was a 7 out of 10 for me. It was cool.
yeah. Like I wouldn't
It was
disagree with
cool.
that.
It was cool.
Oh, I give it a 5.
Damn, out of 10.
Yeah,
He
his
is a
little
hard
hoe.
critic.
But it's not.
No, bro, you
Jeez.
can't keep having these love interests beat like. Maybe I'm gonna sound what they say, not sexist, but I just felt like his love interest could have been a little better. Shorty
Hey,
was a
hey,
whole
hey,
tomboy.
hey! Don't talk about Aquafina like that.
Did
Nigga,
Aquafina
fuck
have a problem?
Aquafina. I was expecting a love interest to be a baddie. This bitch walking around like she got a pair of balls. I'm like, what the fuck,
They best friends, dog. They best friends.
bro? That don't mean nothing. The nigga lived in the Bay Area. The baddest Asian you find is Aquafina.
Man,
The Bay Area,
It's not
full
her
of
looks, it's her
Filipinos.
personality. It's her personality.
you gotta think. Beauty.
He said,
Beauty
"Nigga,
is
stop
only
that."
skin deep. Beauty is only skin deep.
If that was the case, they wouldn't have got Zendaya for MJ.
Yeah.
Yeah. Now niggas quiet.
Nah, but MJ known. I don't. To be honest with you, I don't think I've ever even read a Shang-Chi comic. To be honest, so I don't even know
Nigga,
about his
nobody
love
has.
interest. I don't know. I don't know about his love interest in those comics, and necessarily how great. We all know MJ. We all know MJ from the comics and from the movies. She's supposed to be cold. If some would say the shawty that played MJ and the Tobey Maguire, I didn't really find her attractive. To be honest,
Kirsten Dunst.
that's
She wasn't.
that's not
She
to
was
say.
not cute.
That's
No,
not
she
to say
wasn't.
that she's not attractive to anybody else or to herself, but to me, she
But
wasn't.
Felicia Hardy in that Tobey Maguire joint, she was
Yeah.
cold.
Yeah. So I mean, like,
She was cold.
I'm the
I
same
feel
way.
like
Emma Stone
Tom
is Gwen
Holland,
Stacy.
I know Anna Sophia Robb. She need to be the black cat in this joint. She the thickest white joint in Hollywood.
yeah,
Put her in a black cat suit.
yeah. This nigga
Derek,
got
like you gonna have to give me some entertainment during these movies.
Oh,
They gonna name her Hog.
dude. Yeah.
Fuck a black cat.
I can't.
Hog.
What?
What's your superhero name,
Better
baby?
pause.
Hog.
Why he saying like that?
Yo, he is a mess.
This man,
Dog.
this man gonna be watching the movie. She gonna pop on the screen. All you gonna hear is
Pause.
He gonna walk in. Did I step into the right Spider-Man movie?
This the one for me.
Who we fighting in this one? Hawk. The Great Return. This is crazy, dog. All right, though.
Oh, I got one last point because it is related to Spider-Man. But y'all, I thought about this while y'all were making the points that y'all were making. Um, did y'all enjoy like? Do you like? Because nobody really talk about this in the like nerdy culture. At least I don't see it. But like, if they did a Spider-Man 2099 like live action, is that something that like you would be interested in, or you just like
Yeah,
don't want to see something like that? You do, Derek. T. Rob, what do
that shit
y'all
would be
say?
Mm,
cold.
I'm gonna be
It
honest.
really, it really depends. It
I'm,
really
I'm,
depends.
I'm, I'm gonna say this. I'm not interested in it, but I'll go see it. Like I'm okay if they don't make a 2099 movie. I would rather a Spider Gwen movie. I'll take that.
It's like
Okay.
once you start getting into the realm of multiple different Spider People movies, you realize that you can only go to so many villains. It's always easier to have one central character and have a whole onslaught of villains to be able to choose from to fight this one central character. You have a Spider-Man 2099 in which you're just gonna bring a futuristic Sandman, a futuristic Green Goblin, and then everything is supposed to be hunky dory and everything like that.
I'm just
I'm
saying.
scared that they
I'm
would use it and abuse it to try and just make quick money instead of actually fleshing out these new. Because I don't do y'all like do any of these characters outside of their main timeline versions that we all know and love and that we all grew up reading and everything like that. Do any of these other copies of these characters like amuse you? That's the question that I would ask towards your question now.
If
Do
done
any
right, I think that they could,
if
but
done right?
typically, yeah, I get what you're saying. Cause like it would really just have to weigh on like if you gonna give me the same character, like that's the thing. Like Batman Beyond, right? Like Spider-Man 2099 remind me a lot of like that, and it's like in the Batman Beyond world, Terry McGinnis he faces like a group of Jokers as opposed to, at least if I remember correctly, it's like a
Yep.
group of Jokers versus one specific Joker, and it seemed like that would like not work, but at least in the animated space, I feel like they did a good job of like kind of taking you away from Bruce Wayne's version of Joker and putting you in place this like futuristic concept and world and plot around it. If we were to be able to see something like that where like you get in futuristic Doc Ock, but it's not you don't feel like it's the same Doc Ock that you got with the original Peter Parker Spider-Man. It's like something where it's just different enough, whether it would be like I'm not saying rip off of Batman Beyond and do like a team of Dr. Ox, but if you just did something that could separate it, I don't think that it would be a bad. I don't think that it would necessarily be bad or it would be you couldn't get stimulated by what they were trying to do in that. I just think that it's like you said, it's would they do that? Is it worth the risk? Is it I don't know.
Especially who would out of the both companies, out of Marvel and Sony,
Yeah.
who would be the company to create that movie?
I would want that to be Marvel, but it would probably be Sony, which is the part that would scare me
Yeah.
because I wouldn't trust them for that. You know what I mean? Like if you got to make a unique version of Doctor Octopus, it's like, bro, y'all, I don't trust y'all to do this alone. Don't get me wrong, we do have the early like Toby Maguire movies and such with this character, and it was done really well. But like, if you had to tell me, do I think Sony is going to shoot twice and shoot twice perfectly or well? I don't think so. Like I wouldn't trust it. I wouldn't believe in it at all, to be honest. So if it was only Marvel that owned Spider-Man or like all iterations of Spider-Man, then I think I would be like, yeah, let me, you know what, go on a limb and let me see what you could do with this because your creative liberties plus what creative liberties just naturally come with this character, that might be a good movie worth seeing. And the reason why I had brought it up is because when y'all were talking about like going rated R, it's like I definitely feel like it would be really cool to see a rated R movie with Spider-Man, but it's just like the demographic that are typically Spider-Man fans, and on top of that, the merchandise, which I know plays a huge part in regards to like every movie that's made. Like if there's an opportunity for merchandise, they will do that. That's why a lot of movies go PG-13, because it's like I want to sell toys around this, and the kids not going. But I remember they did this with Batman. That was, I think that was what kind of broke the standard with stuff like that. It remember the Batman with the dude from that 70s show playing the Penguin. During the time of that movie coming out, and I could have this a little messed up. I think that was like George Clooney or something was the Batman, something like
Oh
that.
yeah, yeah.
Um, During that time, they tried to do merchandise for the movie, like toys and whatnot. This was during the time that like McDonald's had a lot of toys. Remember how McDonald's used to have a little Happy Meal toys and whatnot?
Mm-hmm.
They tried to do that, and they noticed that it was like, first of all, I think they had a cataclysmic advertising error where they like used something inappropriate, which had a lot of drawback because like those movies were for kids. So, and they were trying to pitch it to kids. So I think they had, for one side of it, they had a advertising slash marketing error that was like really egregious, and it almost caused the film to have bad. Like it ended up, it almost caused the film to have a bad, having a bad rep. But then the other part to it was they weren't able to sell any merchandise like through those outlets like McDonald's, Toys R Us, the places like this, to where after that movie they were like, if we can make a superhero movie where like, especially one where like toys and action figures and things like that could be used, we absolutely will do that. And that's why you like, that's not saying that, we know that Disney is also just like a child gear company and network, so like obviously that plays a big part with them. But like even before that, I don't, you could correct me if I'm wrong, but I don't think that the Tobey Maguire Spider-Man was rated R.
Mm-hmm. Nope.
Like
No.
that, that's one like, it's just something where you could kind of almost expect that if it's a superhero movie, unless again it's a character where it's like more or less defined in their story, like when T and I was talking about Blade earlier. You know, Blade, no kid is really being expected to necessarily walk into the Blade movies, because the Blade movies, Blade period, the character, you might have Dracula in a club with strippers. That's not uncharacteristic for Blade. You know what I mean? So that, something like that, yeah, they'll try their best to push that to R. But if again, if there's any avenue with toys and stuff like that, they gonna go PG-13. So I was thinking like, if they maybe didn't do something like that with the Tom Holland Spider-Man, could you see them making, to, even if they wanted to test or see if it could be something where it could work with the Tom Holland Spider-Man, they push something out like a Spider-Man 2099 with Miguel, who is like an older version of Spider-Man. He like an adult with different consequences and such. You push that out as R and just kind of test the waters with seeing how something like that could work with Tom Holland, Peter Parker Spider-Man. That I just wanted to kind of explain, but that was where I had kind of got that thought from when y'all were talking.
True. I got you.
Yeah.
Uh, okay, I just saw your message, D, in the
Right.
chat.
Where's my
Um,
Robert at?
This man just dipped off.
I don't know, but before you do have to do that, let's see if we could just get one more topic in here. Um,
What was it? Invincible?
yeah, we wanna do that. We wanna talk. We did say we were gonna do trailers, so yeah, you wanna go in the Invincible trailer? Anybody want to start off?
Yeah.
I'll start off. I'm gonna just be real quick. I felt like, well, I really did like it. I like how they show. I feel like they skipped after like rereading and going on YouTube and seeing like Invincible War and everything. I feel like they skipped it a little bit. But with Omni Man in the jail, it's like, okay, cool. I forget Alan helps him break out and things like that. But it was like, damn, like they showed a lot, and it showed a lot of action too. Because this first half of the season was not lackluster with action, but you really get that big action piece in the fourth episode. But this one is like, okay, you get the Surface Society. You know who's gonna die from that one, but you know they're not really dead. But then you get okay, Serpent Society, then you get Omni Man, then you get Alan the Alien. Uh, and in that too, you're gonna have Battle Beast too, so that's gonna be a pretty good scene as well. But then when you got the other Viltrumites, and then the what'd you say, the sexual assault scene? Because I was noticing that last
Mm-hmm.
part. I'm like, yo, he fighting Anissa. They
Mm-hmm.
might show it, but I'm like, damn, like she come to Earth and all of that, like gonna have to be crazy. Because I'm like, yo, like, or they gonna have to show like these Viltrumites really mean business. Because it's like, yo, the dad couldn't do it, the son ain't gonna be able to do it. We just gonna send some of our own that's gonna be on Earth and able to do that. So I feel like at the end of the season, we might end up seeing Thrag, just like a glimpse of him. Nothing crazy, but either him or Conquest. But shit gonna be crazy.
D, overall, would you give like how would you rate it?
I'm not gonna lie, I give it a 10. Because
Okay.
for it to be what, a minute and 45 seconds, it was like, yo, here's a glimpse of everything we got going on. Because you realize they didn't really show the coalition of planets either. They didn't show Thaddeus or Thetis. They didn't show the other aliens. They didn't show they showed one other Viltrumite, but it was like they showed bits and pieces of some of the characters we already seen, but it's like a lot left to be explored. So I thought it was pretty good.
T, what you got? You got anything?
Um, the trailer showed a lot, as Dee said. With everything that's bound to happen over these last 4 episodes. Like I said before, I'm going to be very upset if everything feels rushed. To the point where I might take a trip to where Sage lives and drop kick him to let him know I was right. So they gave a lot. In my opinion, I give it a 7 out of 10, only for the fact that it's so much that they really got to flesh that out over 4 episodes. And the pacing has been good up to a certain point, but I'm hoping they keep that same pacing. Like I don't want no dead air. I want action. If you can give me a fight scene at least one per episode, I'll be good with everything that's going on.
Okay. Rob, you want to go? Oh,
That nigga mic off.
yeah.
We can't hear you. These are the reasons why you shouldn't have left.
Well, all right. I tell you what. While he getting the mic to work. You want me to give me a thumbs up if you want me to just kind of jump in and do my part while you getting that set, or if you good. There you go.
Hello?
Yeah,
Yep, we
now we
got
can hear
you.
you.
There you go. All right.
Took you forever.
All right. Invincible. I think the trailer quelled a lot of my fears personally. With it. Again, it might be a lot of material. I think that they have been able to do this in the past, so I don't see why they're not capable of doing it now. Um, Especially after repondering on this last 4 episodes of the first half of the second season. I think they went through a lot of things and really gave us a good gist of everything that's to come. I feel like they gave a good background in terms of Langstrom Levy, where he comes from. Necessarily give us a broad definition of how his powers work, and then you're able to dive more deep into it. You have more content surrounding the episode that might be Langstrom Levy and Mark fighting him and everything like that to really see what his powers and what he's capable of doing, type of thing. Alan the Alien, I'm pretty sure he's gonna make his return and have a full recovery. Spoiler alert. Um, I think they're gonna be able to flesh that out and actually show the entire premise of, again, spoiler alert, the entire premise of his manufacturing to begin with. Their race was manufactured solely for the purpose to be able to fight off Viltrumites, to be able to do something that nobody else was capable of doing outside of the disease that was created, that was took out most of their forces, if I'm not mistaken. So to be able to see that in premonition as well. The one thing though that to Derek's point that kind of caught me off guard was I can't for whatever reason I can't remember the timeline for when that specific part happened in the comics. By part, you know exactly what part I'm talking about.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't know if it's too soon to show it or that I don't know if y'all have a better understanding of the timeline for when it happened in the comics. But and then again, at the same time, they want to get through a lot. But supposedly, I heard that the creator wanted this to go like 8, 9 seasons. So that blew me out the water completely. Oh, we lost D.
Yeah,
He had to go.
he had to drop out.
And I'm not gonna lie, that kind of messed up the layout. But let's just rock with it.
Yeah. Um. Yeah. Rob, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off.
Nah, it's okay. He likes to cut me off. You can cut him off now.
No, yeah, go ahead.
Uh, honestly, I'm glad that I'm kind of going last between the three of y'all because I really feel like I'm a mix of all three of y'all's sentiments in regards to this trailer. Oh, before I do go, Rob, what would you rate the trailer?
Out of what 5 or 10 was y'all doing? I can't remember.
10.
10. I'll say a cool 8.5 to 9.
Okay. Yeah, I'm like literally right in between the three of y'all in regards to this. Rob, I know you weren't here for this, but D gave it a 10 out of 10. T gave it a 7 out of 10. And you gave it 8.5. And I think that I honestly, I'm not even mad at that rating system in regards to it. Because I think that we represent the point, the comments that the three of y'all made, I feel like y'all hit on each point that every fan could feel. I think that Rob, the point that you made with that, did it alleviate some fears or concerns with knowing that we have 4 episodes to go? I do think that it did do that a little bit for all of us to some extent. It might not, there might still obviously be the concerns, which I'll speak on in a second. But I think us being able to see more action in that trailer, for us being able to see different things that we as fans are looking forward to in that trailer, I think that did kind of help a little bit. It made me feel a little kind of get back into my excitement in regards to Invincible. But then that leads me into where I do agree with T, and that's that because there was just so many different things that we were bouncing around between, it makes me nervous as to if this will have a pace change, which, as we talked about before, it's just something that I don't know that I want to necessarily see with just 4 episodes left to go. We had to just wait and see how it actually plays out. I do understand that. We are getting closer to that day, so not like we got to wait that long. But I do understand how those fears in seeing the trailer could still exist. I 100% cannot invalidate that at all. But at the same time, again, I don't want to invalidate that point that Rob made, that it did help. It was nice to see some of these things animated like that in the trailer that we did see. To Derek's point, I do really enjoy, like, I enjoyed that yeah, the things that we want to see out of the series, the storylines that we would like to see, albeit we don't know how those things are going to be executed. It is nice and refreshing to be able to see those things and to know that there is a certain level of action that does come with those, parts in the storyline. Um, yeah, I wish that I could have something to add, but I think y'all did a really good job of just hitting on all of the different areas and emotions that a fan could feel. If I had to give it a rating, um, I'd probably say I'm somewhere between a 8 and a. I'd probably say, yeah, I probably would go 8. And the only reason why I go 8 and I don't go higher than that is because I do acknowledge that there is kind of a negative aspect, and understanding that, like, even though it was great seeing all of the things that we saw, it does make me a little concerned in regards to pacing. But again, we'll have to see.
Gotcha.
Regardless, it feels like a very exciting series. I'm not gonna lie. How they had that trailer set up, it looked like it was gonna be a lot of cliffhangers, a lot of tied up, a lot of tying up loose ends per se. So very excited about that. I don't know. Um, we've been doing Eclipse in 2 hours. Y'all want to stop here, or y'all want to do one more?
We can.
Wait for Derek.
No, we can wait. Wait till next week for Derek.
All right, so I think we did pretty good. Oh yeah. Plus, I wanted to wait for Avatar because I feel like if we drop that trailer review, like right before it drops, I feel like
That'd be
it'll
cool.
get a little bit more traffic type of thing. So try and plan it out like that. But thank y'all again. This is episode 12. Appreciate y'all for being patient with us, for watching us grow and joining us in this journey as we depart. Again, if you would like to check out Croco's Corner for more of podcast information in regards to history, in regards to anime, in regards to mental maintenance and mental health and all of that jazz, you could go check him out on all of your podcast platforms, Croco's Corner. You can check out Tsmoov over on Smooth Entertainment, where him and his brother as well plays different variety games, plays with y'all, interacts with y'all, plays games with y'all as well. Over at Smooth Entertainment without the E, two O's, twitch.tv/ type that in. You can check me out at Legend of Sage, Twitch, YouTube, all of that jazz. But thank y'all again, and I hope y'all have a good rest of y'all day.
All right.
Thank you,
Peace,
guys.
everybody.